Hello, welcome to my fourth tutorial video on Automation Empire. Trains are a game changer, and when you use them properly, they'll carry your game to the further technologies like the oil derrick, agriculture, and eventually rockets. I'm Hive Tyrant 424, and if you want to know how to use them on your way to a 45,000 kg medallion, keep watching, and I'll show you how I build and load my trains. Now that I've got the trains unlocked, I have to demolish my roads, trucks, and claw trains. Rest in peace, you will be missed. You can keep your trucks if you want, but adding trains to the map will only increase the productivity if you can keep them fully loaded. So I chose on this game to take the trucks out because I can easily get to rockets with just a few train lines, and that means lower power cost. And once you've unlocked rockets, you're basically done researching technology other than the improvements you want to make to the system with the minor upgrades technology tree. So let's go ahead and get rid of all of this, and then I'll get in a loading system for my trains. All right, there we go. Now that I've got the roads gone, I'm going to set up my trains in pretty much exactly the same place. The tracks are almost identical to where the roads were, and then I will be able to load directly from the factories that I've already set up and built. I don't want to have to demolish them and rebuild them. This little corner of the map suits me just fine. Each train, just like the roads, has to have an exit tunnel and an entrance tunnel. You have to actually provide power to the entrance tunnels. Very important. No power and your trains will never show up. So I use these silos to make sure that I get the spacing correct because I want to have multiple train tracks being loaded from the same loading system. I don't want to try and run minecart tracks between my train tracks. It saves space, but this guarantees that all of my trains leave loaded if I have enough material. I'll show you how. The tooltips for trains is actually very misleading because it says, I think it's the silo tooltip, says that the silos are loaded by minecart trains. You don't actually have to load the silos by minecart trains. Each silo has an input or an intake port on each side of the train track. You can connect the transfer tubes that clean out directly from a minecart. You can connect those to the silos, but you can also connect just a regular transfer tube that you would use between two containers. So if you're going to load your system by minecarts, then I strongly suggest you place a container one space away from your silo, connect it with a transfer tube, and then load your container from your minecarts. The reason you want to do that is because if the silo that the train car that you want to load from, if that silo isn't full with 16 crates worth of resources, when the train car passes underneath it, the train car just keeps moving. It doesn't stop. And what you'll end up with is gaps in your trains. You'll have trains that have empty cars when the train leaves the map. And you don't want that. Now once I have these containers connected, I can expand the storage of this system as much as I want. I'll put a few large containers connected, and you can connect them to anywhere as long as they're connected to that first line of silos and containers. As long as they're connected with transfer tubes to that, they will share their resources, and they share them evenly. So all of the containers in the system will split the resources available evenly, except the silos. Any silo connected to a container system will automatically fill itself to capacity. It will automatically pull 16 crates worth of material and store it for the next train car. That's just how they're built. And you want that. You want all of your silos full every time a train comes out of that tunnel. So we keep as much material in the container system as we can, and the reason you want to keep the system full or at least charged with materials is because every time a train car stops under a silo, it will drain the silo. All 16 crates worth from the silo will drain into the train car, and it will slowly pull forward to the next train car. While it's pulling forward, your silos will automatically refill themselves as long as there's material in one of the containers or in the container system somewhere. It will draw another 16 crates worth of material into itself, into the silo. So you keep all of your containers getting filled from your mine cars, and it can be inconsistent. It can be staggered, however you want to do it. But the bottom line is, when the containers have material in them, a silo will drain into a train car, and then the silo will refill itself before the next train car gets underneath it. That gives you a consistent flow of product. I'm placing a second set here because I want to make sure I'm actually manufacturing two different materials. As you see there, I've got capacitors going in the right side, and I have gold fuel going on the left. They both weigh the same, and that's the heaviest material that I can currently make. So what happens is the top train line will only take capacitors because I couldn't get my second silo loading system on a bend. But that's okay. That train up there will just take capacitors and it will go. It's a shorter train anyway. The bottom two rails, however, I can get gold fuel loaded into them, and if I run out of gold fuel, they'll just move forward until they come underneath those full silos for the capacitors, and they'll fill up on capacitors, top it off, and the train will leave fully loaded, assuming I keep capacitors in that system. As you can see, I don't have enough capacitors, and the reason for that is I'm currently using half of my capacitors for research, because you need to research 300 capacitors in order to unlock rockets, among other things. So I'm getting that out of the way early on. My productivity is currently at 12,402 kg, so I'm actually doing very well. And what I've done here is I'm switching to gold fuel, or from gold fuel to gold plates, because the gold plates are heavier. I did manage to unlock the waterworks, which allows me to combine steel plates and gold, refined gold, into gold plates. Much heavier. And then I'm going to connect both of my loading systems so that all three trains are taking out gold plates. I'm producing enough that that's good. Unfortunately, those three trains aren't quite enough to unlock rockets. So I'm putting in one more over here, and I'm loading it with surplus steel plates from the gold plate factory. That ought to do it. I was told by one of my viewers that once the train has come out with the cars that it gets from the silos, you can actually remove the extra silos and the train will keep that length. I mean, how cool is that? You don't actually need to keep all of those silos on the tracks. So this is where I'm putting my only silo that actually will have material in it. This is going to be my loading silo for this train. Now the train tunnel entrances have to be within range of each other. As far as I can tell, the exits can be wherever you want. They don't have to be near another exit or anything like that. They just have to be in a rock face. That's the only rule that they have. So I have the entrance near my other three entrances, as you see up there near the top of the screen, but I just curve it around. I don't need this train to be really big or carry a lot of materials because I'm almost at 22,000 kg. Now, the neat thing about the productivity is you only have to reach that productivity goal once. You don't have to stay there. You just have to reach it once. So once you've hit 22,000 kg, you can stop offloading off planet and build your rocket systems once you've unlocked it. You can convert or divert all of your resources into research if you want to unlock those last technologies. It's fantastic. You just have to make sure you have enough money to build everything you're going to need to build. So we're at 21,000, and boom, there we go, 26,304 kilograms. That's enough to unlock the remaining technologies that I need to go to 45,000 and beyond. Next episode, I'm going to cover oil, agriculture, and megafuel, which is our heaviest and most valuable resource. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to click that like button down below, subscribe to my channel. If you click the notification bell, you'll be notified each time I upload a new video, and I really appreciate you watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.